Homework is something that everyone has a different opinion about. For example, obviously, as the teacher, they're all for homework. They want to give students homework so that they can practice the things that they learned throughout the day, and that when they come back tomorrow that they'll have a better understanding of it, that they don't forget what they've learned, and to always have practice for it. As a student, for most students don't want to do homework. Once they leave school, they want to forget about school until they're back the following day. But there's also some students that like certain subjects a lot, and maybe they'd be excited about homework and they want to go home, they want to learn more about it, they want to practice the stuff that they liked at school. But for the most part, usually there's a lot of students that just do not like doing homework. Then, as a parent, for most parents, they're usually all for homework. They're happy to see their kids at home practicing what they're doing at school. They're happy to see that their kids are trying, that their kids are so smart, that they're being successful. They're always, parents are happy to see that their kids are doing stuff that are school related. But overall, it does show that homework does help in success for students. Duke University did research, and they have reviewed more than 60 research studies on homework between 1987 and 2003, and they concluded that homework does have a positive effect on student achievement. I know for some ways, some people could say why homework is bad. They could say it's bad because when the student's at home, they've already been at school all day, and usually the parents are at work all day and even longer. So by the time that the student and the parents are finally home together, that they should be spending time together, which of course, family time is important. But that's something that they could even do while doing homework. The parent can help the child, which is family time together, also while the student is doing homework. Also, some people say that homework isn't good because at home the students should be doing more real life things, which is also, I could see how that's true, that at home you could experience things that will happen in the real world that's not having anything to do with things that you would learn at school. Like you could deal with things that would happen if someone's rude to you at the store, or if someone broke into your house. Like that's things you don't learn at school, but you could learn at home from your parents and family members and stuff. But also, I think that's just an excuse that people make up, because having homework, you could still do this other stuff. You could still spend time with your family and spend time with friends, because I know sometimes people get worried that their kids won't have any friends if they have too much homework. But I don't really think that that's ever a problem, because there is never that much homework that you wouldn't have time for friends. You can always make time for family and friends while also caring about your education. There is a lot of reasons to do homework, because there's a lot of ways that will make the student more successful. First of all, homework improves thinking and memory. This is the biggest reason why we do homework, is because once you're at school and the teacher is teaching you something, in the moment you're starting to understand it, and as you're all talking about it as a class, you think you totally understand it. Then sometimes a few hours go by, you're at home, you think about it, and you don't remember any of it. You go to look at a problem and you're like, I don't know how to do this anymore. So that's why homework will help with that, because you can look over the notes that you did at school with your teacher and your classmates and then learn how to do it yourself. You can sort of then think about what you learned at school and then maybe try to help yourself a little bit. If you want, you could try to get help from parents, family members, friends, but it's just good to practice. Also, homework's important because you can develop positive study skills. This is something at a young age that you want to learn by homework. It can help you so that later in life you will be really good at studying, which is important because throughout middle school and high school you will have a lot of important tests to take. Also, homework just helps with something pretty basic, which is just time management. When you have homework, sometimes parents will say, okay, if you do your homework when you're done, you can go play with your friends. So then the kid knows, okay, like if I do my homework fast, then I can do what I want. And that's part of time management. So the kid knows however long it takes is how long it'll take until the kid can go see their friends. Also, homework helps to work independently, which is a very important thing. From a young age, I think that you should learn how to be independent because there's so many things in life that you have to do by yourself. You can't always be there thinking, where's mommy and daddy? You have to be able to know how to do things yourself. So, homework will definitely help you with that. Also, homework helps with responsibility. When you're in elementary school, obviously you don't really have any responsibilities, but when you're that little, you want to start doing things yourself. You want to start having things to be responsible for, and something that it could be is homework. Like, that is one thing that it's yours. You have to do. It's not for someone else to do, it's for you to do. And as you get older, then you will start to understand your responsibilities better. Also, it's mostly homework. A big reason for it is just to review and practice what you learn in school. And then, so the next day you can go into school, you can feel confident, and you can do so much better when the class goes over the stuff again. And also, it's good because if you go home and you review and you practice it and you still don't understand it, then you can go in the next day, ask the teacher questions, get some help, ask your classmates, maybe they would have advice for you. But if you didn't do the homework and you went in the next day and you still didn't know what you were doing, you would be screwed. That's why the homework is so helpful, so you can go home, try it by yourself, and if you still don't get it, then you can come back and try it again. Homework also helps to learn how to use resources, especially because these days everything is on the internet. So, homework can help you when it comes to learning how to look up certain things on the internet, how to get books from the library, anything that you would need to do your homework. But other than just the students, like I said earlier, it also helps the parents because the parents can then spend time with the kids and something that will help the kids. And also, then the parents will just feel more connected with the child because the parent will know what the kid is learning about. I remember I used to babysit for a bunch of kids, and this one kid I used to babysit all the time. And when I would pick him up after school, he would be so excited to tell me what he learned. And then the next time I saw him, I would mention what he told me he learned last time, and he would be so excited to talk to me about it because we had that connection that we could talk about it since he told me about it before and I remembered it and mentioned it to him. He was so happy and he was excited to talk about school, which I thought was really cool. Overall, homework definitely does help a student be more successful, but the only way that it doesn't is if there's too much. So, for certain grades, there's a certain amount of homework that there should be. So, from kindergarten to second grade, they should have about 10 to 20 minutes of homework because they get distracted so easily that after that, they really won't be paying attention. For a third grader to a sixth grader, they should get 30 to 60 minutes. By then, you're more mature, you're starting to understand things more, and you should be able to sit down for that long and learn about something and to practice something. Then, when you get into junior high, obviously now you really know how to do things that you're learning at school. So you should be practicing it more as things get more complicated. Now that you're getting older, there's going to be more homework. It should be about 90 minutes of homework. And then getting into high school, having numerous classes, there should be about 30 minutes of homework per class. So altogether, there should be about 90 minutes to 150 minutes altogether of homework. But also at the same time, it's very important to still make sure you spend time with your family and friends. Just because homework does definitely make a student more successful doesn't mean that you have to revolve your life around homework, because I know a lot of people think it's either I don't do my homework and I'll have a social life, or I do my homework and I have no friends, but that's really not how it is. Even though homework may cut back on certain things, it may cut back on hanging out with friends or maybe going out to dinner with your family, but in the long run, it will definitely help you. It will help you when you're going to colleges, because you will be way more intelligent from learning all the stuff that you did from your homework. Just from learning how to be more independent, that will help you in college. From learning time management, that will help you all throughout life. So altogether, homework definitely does help in student success.